Simcha, celebration, Simcha, Simcha, celebration of life.
Hello, welcome to another episode of Simcha, a celebration of life. I'm your host, Eitan Berger. The Jewish Women's Benevolent Society is an NGO based in Johannesburg, Gauteng, and throughout their long history, one thing has remained constant: the necessity to provide financial assistance and care to Jewish families in distress has never wavered.
We've been in existence for 120 years, helping the needy in the community. It started in 1893 when the miners were here in Transvaal at that time, and some of them fell on hard times. They had their families with them, they couldn't even feed them, and a group of ladies came together, formed a society to try and help them with food, clothing, whatever they needed, shelter. And this has progressed. At the beginning it was the miners and everything, and of course as Johannesburg developed, the circumstances changed, but we continued doing our work of helping the needy.
Benevolent House existed in Becker Street in Yeoville, and for very demographic reasons that everybody will understand, we had to move. The Chevra Kadisha had the idea of moving everybody under one roof, which of course makes a lot of financial sense. And so we got these premises, which are in Sandringham Gardens. The Chevra Kadisha are also in Sandringham Gardens. At the moment, they're going to be refurbishing part of it so that social workers will move across to the south. And it certainly made a lot of sense for us all to be under one roof.
The Benevolent is made up and run by volunteers, by women. It's a completely a women organization. We have our executive committee, and then we have our branches. The branches are, and it's all volunteers. The branches are made up of groups where they live in different suburbs, and the branches do fundraising projects, and those are for small functions. The overall executive committee then have bigger functions. We've had a dinner where we have a guest speaker. We've had a we've had a few bingo evenings over the years. And we're always trying to think of something new, which is sometimes a bit difficult, but we have had great things. So our money is donated to the Chevra Kadisha. We sit in on the committee. It's called the case committee, where the social workers meet. We meet with them and decide who gets money, who needs an increase in their grants. We give towards education, which of course is so important, and that's how our money is distributed.
There is a myth around in most countries of the world, by the way, and we've seen it overseas. I've done some work in Montreal in the Jewish community, that there are no poor Jews. Well, at the moment, we have just over 1,000 people who we help every month. We also have a most wonderful education fund. And the education fund for me is one of the jewels in our crown. We educate people today so that they don't have to come to us tomorrow. And we spent a large amount of money on our education fund. It starts from nursery school, remedial, high schools and university education. And with the university education, we do expect people to pay back, and almost all of them do, almost all. When they've established themselves, they come along and say, you helped me, now I want to be able to help somebody else. And that for me is one of the really important things.
The clothing depot is also run by a group of volunteers, and the clients that we support need clothing. So we're open 3 times a week, and they come and we give them what they need. They get requisition forms from the social workers so that we get guidelines of what they actually need.
I've been with Benevolent for 49 years, and it gives me great pleasure in being able to help people that unfortunately for some reason or another are unable to help themselves, and we are here to do the best that we can to make everybody feel that they are just as important as anybody else. They are no different.
And we've got a lot of people from the Sow and Seagull who, they don't come. The matron, she comes with a whole list of what those people need. They're not really children at the Sow and Seagull today, they're big people, they're adults. And she takes home shoes and clothes and all things for them. And she even asked the other day, they need birthday presents. So we give them, if we've got extra shirts or extra things, she takes birthday presents. And so we do that as well. So there are a lot of people that we clothe out and that we look after.
Well, I've been working for Jewish Women's Benevolent for 20 years, and I'm very grateful to assist with volunteer work. It gives me great pleasure.
I always worked on the fundraising side, and the truth is I never knew where the money went to. I had to sell this, sell that, and that was it. And only since I've come here that I've realized who I'm dealing with, and it gives me such pleasure that after all these years, I suddenly know the people. They were like an invisible lot that I never knew existed, and I'm really enjoying it. It's like the highlight of my week.
All the underwear is brand new, the clothing is second-hand, we get beautiful stuff donated, but all the goods that are donated, we sort, and they only give those that our volunteers would wear. Those are the kind of clothes that we would give to our clients. The stuff that we can't use is sold, and of course those funds are then put back into it to buy new underwear. All the children get new uniforms from the uniform supply, school uniform suppliers, and yes, and that's what happens. So they treat it like customers. They come in there and they treat it like customers. We try and keep up their dignity, that they don't feel that they're getting charity, and they're happy to come in and receive the goods. Whatever they need, we try and supply to them.
One of the many social events that the Jewish Women's Benevolent Fund organize is the 55s Club, in which people come together to form friendships and to share a hot meal.
Unfortunately, there are many lonely people in our community. Lonely because their children are too busy to see them, or a lot, of course, today because of immigration, these people have been left alone. They're living alone in flats all over. Some of them never have contact with the outside world. So we have a facility here where twice a week our drivers fetch them and take them home again at the end of the afternoon, and they come and they have a 3-course meal. They can socialize with all the other members. We've even had, over the years, we've had marriages between 2 members, which has really been exciting.
The idea of the 55 Club is to bring the people together. They all live alone, probably very much alone, and with nothing to do. And I provide them with entertainment of different group singers or talks or whatever we can have. And they all come away very thrilled because they're not wallowing in their own misery, which is very important. And they all come out very happy, and we're very fortunate. I have 2 drivers, 2 combis, and those who are not able to come on their own, I provide the transport for them. And it's a wonderful club.
It's run by volunteers, but without our staff, we wouldn't be able to come. Each one is enthusiastic, gives of what they can, involved with what we do, and we really appreciate what they also do for us.
I started 1972, 6th of July, and I was 26 years old. They teach me how to clean the houses, and we're making tea for all the Macaronians, the old ladies. We work there for long time. And then after, I think 1976, I started to drive. And I'm so happy to work with the Benevolent. I don't know what can I say. And I'll be with the Benevolent yes and yes.
I enjoy everything because Benevolent is like my family, like my home. I do a lot of things with my Benevolent. My children went to school. I haven't shot everything because my Benevolent is like.
I can phone Joseph and Samuel. It can be any time of the day or night. I've got a new person coming to join. Please go and fetch so-and-so at such and such a deliveries. And believe you me, they are there the next day to fetch them.
Oh, it's too wonderful. It's the best thing that ever happened to me in my life. I stay at the Capri Hotel, and there's nothing for me to do at the Capri Hotel. I hate it. And on a Tuesday, I think I'm ready to come to Sandringham Gardens. Joseph knows. By 9 o'clock, I'm sitting outside waiting for him to come and fetch me. I love to come here. I love to sit in the garden. I love to mix with all these wonderful people. And I also love to help a lot of people that need help. It gives me pleasure to help people. I enjoy it very, very much.
Last week I had a whale of a time. I was singing and dancing and playing, and we had Arlene Wiener here, and she saw me coming. She taught me bridge years ago, and she did this to me. I must come and dance with her, and I had the most wonderful time.
The most I enjoy is the food and also the entertainment.
I've been involved with them about 30 years, if not more. I'd heard about it, and I like people, and I was living on my own, so it was an opportunity for me to be with people as well. And then I came to live here, and I've got everything on my doorstep, and so I'm involved here with them. So this is lovely. They enjoy it immensely, and they chat and they make friends, and I think a lot of them carry on with them either on the telephone or they see each other personally if they live within reach.
I've been coming about 2 years now, and I'm very pleased to be here. It's a very nice atmosphere. There's lots of lovely people here, and the entertainment is good. Everything is very nice, and Nita sees to everything very well.
I've been coming here about 4 years now, and I enjoy it with my friends, and the lunch and the lunch and the entertainment is all very nice.
Well, it's the interaction with friends, and it's a lovely lunch, and the entertainment by top artists. It's the most wonderful day, wonderful institution.
The gift shop is also run by a group of volunteers, and that is one of our fundraisers. We have gifts for all occasions right through the year, baby gifts, thank you gifts, hospital gifts, anniversary gifts, and then we have special ranges for Rosh Hashanah, for Pesach, and yes, that's one of our fundraisers.
Well, my history, I've been working in Benevolent more than 50 years. My mother brought me into Benevolent when I was teenage, and she used to make gifts out of cigarette boxes and take the paper, the silver paper, and make sweets, and we used to sell it for the Jewish holidays. That was how we first started making gifts. And she used to go from house to house making membership, and she always took us with, me and my sister. So we got to know about Benevolent, and we began to be very interested. And it's the same with my children. They always wanted to be with me, and they got used to coming here and doing all our doings, and they've become much better than I ever was. They're wonderful.
I started here 10 years ago, and I've been doing gifts ever since. But I've moved up in the organisation, and at the moment I'm the vice chair.
I was born into Benevolent. My grandmother, my late grandmother, was a life president, and my mother was a chairman, a past chairman, and my sister has also been a chairman, and I've been a chairman as well, so I'm a past chairman at the moment. And when we've got fundraisers, it's a fun time to be at Benevolent. There's always something going on here, and it's lovely to be here. Everyone welcomes us, and it's a lovely place, a lovely office to walk into.
People phone an order, and we tell them what's available, and they tell us how much they want to spend, and we make up magnificent gifts that we then deliver to wherever it's got to be delivered. The Shabbos Project is a new project that started at the end of last year. It's a Shabbos kit, a must-have if you're going on holiday, because it contains whatever you need for the whole of Shabbos. A little booklet of brachot, candles, wine glasses, a kiddush cup, a vassing towel, a challah cover, a havdalah candle, all the spices for havdalah, and it comes in a very compact little bag. Whatever you need for Shabbos, when you go away, it's there. Another facility that we have is the Occupational Therapy Centre here, where people come also from the outer community, and they come here and spend a few hours here, and they sew or they knit, and they make beautiful challah covers. We have a lady that beads the challah covers, and we make white Shabbos tablecloths made up to order for the size that's required by the customer. They knit beautiful jerseys, crochet blankets, and some of the stuff we sell, and there again, that's part of our fundraising.
Well, my auntie taught me to make this one. It's around, and then I'll go here, and then round.
I joined the Benevolent this month is 20 years ago. We were in Yeovil, and we had a building where we had our own floor for the whole occupational therapy. So we had a lot of space, so we could do a lot of work there. We used to have a lot of people coming, around 20 people. They came Thursday, Wednesday and Tuesday mornings. And we used to do knitting and tapestries and sewing and embroidery. And we really had a lot of people, and they really enjoyed it. And then we used to serve them tea and sandwiches at the end of the day. We had drivers who took them home, who fetched them, and it was a really, really active place. We moved here about 14 years ago, and here I actually run the occupational therapy, and we've got very few people now who really knit or sew. So I give them work to do, but then I draw challah covers, and then we have people who embroider it. And Minnie, our machinist, she puts them together, and they're very popular.
I'm sewing about 700 cloths for the Shabbat kit. I'm really devoted to sewing, always have been. And I have to go back to the service that these people give to the community. Really, it will take me days to tell you all about their wonderful, devoted work. It has to be seen to be believed. Really, wonderful, wonderful women. And I've become very emotional about it all, and I love them all. And they've accepted me with open arms, and I love this mission.
Volunteering is generally considered an altruistic activity and is intended to promote goodness or improve human quality of life. In return, this activity can produce a feeling of self-worth and respect. The Jewish Women's Benevolent Society is run by volunteers, and it's well known that once you become a member at the society, it becomes part of your life forever.
society represents everything good in terms of volunteering and in terms of service to the community. This organization is very, very well known for the fact that it keeps its volunteers. Our past life president, who passed away last year, was here 63 years. I've been here 49 years. There must be something wonderful about the organization to keep you involved and motivated for all of those years. And that's because you go home at night and you think to yourself, I may have just done a very little bit for somebody else. But it's not about doing for somebody else, because at the end of the day, it's actually doing for yourself. I've got more out of the Benevolent in my 49 years here than I have ever put into it.
We look after all these poor people, and I really feel that, you know, when I go home, I've done something a bit useful. And we also, we don't only help Jewish people here. We've got clothing over that we give to the townships and the orphanages, and we help a lot of people as well as our own clients. So I feel that we're doing something good. And also it makes me, sometimes in the morning when I can hardly get up and I'm feeling old and tired, and I just feel I'll get up and go. It's wonderful to have somewhere to go and something useful to do.
Absolutely love it. They're all my friends. We all get on so well together, and everybody cares about everybody else so much. I just love getting up in the mornings and coming here.
People get so much satisfaction. When I joined, somebody turned around and said to me, "You're getting lots out of it." And I thought, what a cheek. I'm giving. But when I thought about it, I thought absolutely what I'm getting out of it. We're like a family. It's friendships have been formed amongst our volunteers. When we have our AGM, we give long service awards. There are so many people that have worked here for over 50 years. And we're trying now to encourage, we need the young people to join us, because unfortunately we're all getting older and we need the young people to continue. And unfortunately the need for help is going to continue. It's going to continue for a long time. And we need the young, we appeal to the young people to come forward. It is so satisfying to do this kind of work.
Volunteerism is a very specific thing. Case befrienders have to be of a very special kind of person. You've got to be able to empathize with people, but not get involved in their lives and not take their troubles to heart. And before, we had to be screened whether you were suitable to be a case befriender. And I went to the head of the social work services, and she interviewed me, and we had a couple of trial runs, and she came and said to me, "You're totally unsuited to be a case befriender. I want you to go into the admin of the organization." Not only did I go into the admin of the organization, but I became the chair and the president. And so she was so right. You need to be very sympathetic and empathetic to be a case befriender. But there are a huge number of other avenues that you can volunteer your work in this organization. There's something for everybody.
Unfortunately, that's all we have time for this week's episode of Simcha. Thank you so much for joining us. We love hearing from you, so please find us on Facebook at Spirit Sister Productions and drop us a line. From myself, Eitan Berger, and the whole team here at Simcha, have a great week, and we'll see you next time.